Hello again. Um, Here a couple of weeks ago, I had a chance to get down in here and do some stuff to the 77. Sure that everybody's seen the dent that was in the roof from where the tree fell on it after I got the suspension done and pulled it outside. But up here, I ended up having to cut out the inside of the roof, which isn't a big deal because I'm going to be putting a headliner back in it when I'm done. I got in here and I pounded that out. I ended up with some problems where I split the metal where I was trying to bend it back out. I was able to get up in there and kind of straighten that out, so I know that we shouldn't have any problems with the window seal, and it looks like the actual window frames are pretty straight. And then from the outside of the truck, you can see it's kind of a little bit wavy, but originally I was just going to leave it like that, but as it turns out, I'm going to have to do enough work to the floors and everything down there that if I'm putting this much work into this cab, I'm going to try and make that right. So I'll probably end up popping that back window out and trying to do a better job of straightening that. I'll kind of patch in some clips here of what I did in order to get it to this point. Oh yeah. And when I get that taken care of in there, I've got this to contend with. It's the interior roof panel. I'm going to see what I can do about flattening it out on the planishing hammer and English wheel there. So we'll see how that works out. I'm not too worried about it being perfect because I did buy a headliner for this truck. Hey guys, I finally got a chance to do some work on the 77. I got it in here. I think last anything I'd shown that I got that, or at least posted it on Instagram. I got that pounded out quite a ways. It looks better than it did, but I wanted to make sure that the rest of this cab was so solid that I really wanted to kind of just see what I could do about fixing that. And then if I needed to, I could just weld in a new chunk of metal up there. So I figured I had a couple of little pinholes that I wanted to clean up. And I don't know if any of you have ever heard of the term going down a rabbit hole, but that's what we've got now. Started cutting, had a little bit of rot right down in the toe kick in this area. Well, let's see if I can get that focused. Yeah. There we go. Right down the toe kick area. So I cut that out, and then I noticed that right up here in the footwell there was a little bit, so I cut that out. And then right up there on top of the cab mount support there was some rot, so I cut that out. And then I noticed that there's a couple of holes there, so I cut that out. And on, as you can imagine. So I did buy an entire floor pan, so I'll be able to fit everything back in the way I need to, and I also have the new toe kicks there. But what I'm running into is, if you look down in here, you can see the LED light. Right behind the cab mount support is in really good shape, and the inner rockers are in good shape. You can tell by looking from inside the cab. But that little piece at the bottom of the the toe kick panel that goes down in between the cab mount support and the inner rocker is rotten. So I can't really think of a real good way of getting in there and cleaning that up. You can see down in there, the top of it's all rotten, and I just can't bear to put a floor pan over top of that knowing that's in there. So as much as I really don't want to, I think I'm gonna cut out a perfectly good cab mount support to gain access, because my only other alternative is to come from the outside. I had to do that on my 66, and I ended up having to cut off the bottom of the dog leg for the A-pillar, and it needed to be done on that one. The dog leg's in good shape on this one, so I don't have to. But as much as I hate to, I think this cab mount support is going to have to come out so I can gain access to that. I'll weld in my new toe kick panel. Get the toe kick panel in there, put the cab mount support back to where it is right now, and I'll just stitch it back together. May put a little plate over top of it to give it some strength, and then I'll lay the new floor over top of that. So we're gonna give it a go and see what happens. I'll give you an update whenever I make some progress. I got as far as I think I'm going to go today. Got the cab mount support out. Managed to mutilate that pretty good. Got Sawzall marks all over it. I think I got to cut it up into 3 different pieces. So it looks like I'll be ordering another one of those. So I think I'm going to call it a day, sit down and get online and order some sheet metal. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good one.